Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. So I know what you're thinking. What does lupus, mental health, and mindfulness have to do with one another? You guys have noticed I've changed gears a little bit to support the needs of the quarantine, what's been going on in our lives. So I have several friends that are wonderful children's yoga instructors, and that's what they focus on, and that's wonderful. But for me, I have always loved the educational mindfulness aspect of what children's yoga brings. So for me, yoga is just a tool in my toolbox as opposed to my entire craft. I want to focus on what the needs of the families are. So from homeschooling and moving on that e-learning, isolation learning model to now going back to the mindfulness, because we're all getting stir crazy. So as you guys know, the month of May is Lupus Awareness Month as well as Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you guys know my story, you know that I live with both. The type of lupus I have is called systemic lupus erythematosus. I can never say the last part, SLE. And the way my SLE affects me is it affects my central nervous system. So lupus is an autoimmune disease where your healthy cells attack your body. So for me, for instance, typically your immune system attacks negative cells that are in your body. Well, my body sees healthy cells and thinks that they are negative cells, so they attack the healthy cells. And for me, it's in my brain, so my nervous system, my brain, liver, a lot of stuff down my spine, that kind of stuff. So I just have to be careful, but part of that is mood changes. So part of the lupus I have does affect my mental health. And that's actually how we discovered that I had lupus, was because my mental health was affected. So both causes mean a lot to me for that reason. And how Infinite Rainbows, my business, came to be was after my diagnosis, it was recommended that I kind of change gears for a little bit, because I don't know if you guys know this, stress is the number one trigger for lupus. And like all of us, if we have oxidized stress, but stress is the number one trigger, meaning if I'm in a very high stressed environment and I don't know strategies to calm myself down, I'm at risk for a stroke, I'm at risk to faint, I'm at risk for a lot of scary things. So it was either I stop life as I know it, or I learned some strategies pretty fast. And of course, as you know, stress is all around us, good stress and bad stress. So you can't avoid stress, but you can avoid how your body processes it. One of my favorite yoga instructors of all time once told me that our issues rest in our tissues. So if we don't learn to process these thoughts and these feelings, they rest in us. And it makes us physically ill. You can develop a lot of different ailments that you didn't even realize were attributed to stress. And then it got me thinking, in the classroom, I've rarely used negative disciplinary measures. I never had to resort to that, or rarely had to resort to that in my classrooms, because I've always used positive reinforcement and things that I thought were classroom management strategies, when in fact, these were actually self-regulating strategies and mindfulness tools that students can utilize to become independent problem solvers and thinkers. I didn't know the difference between the two at the time. And when I had several therapists in my room, I've been speaking with a pediatrician, all those things, are like, no, Steph, those are self-regulating strategies. That's social emotional language and health, and you're building that social emotional literacy with those children. So that's why Infinite Rainbows came to be, because I'm thinking, you know what, if I'm changing my life with these strategies, these children and these families can especially benefit from them as well. So I feel that it's important to kind of share the awareness and the importance of lupus awareness and mental health awareness, so that way I personally get back to the roots of my journey and you guys at home can learn about some of these amazing strategies I even use on myself to develop these strategies at home as well. So that way these kids can grow up to be these amazing problem solvers, thinkers, and are able to withstand high volume of stress without it affecting their bodies, without affecting their mind. Because if you use these strategies, it's very helpful. So for me, I had to start using these strategies. I do yoga every day as part of my wellness strategy. I involve myself in an active morning routine as well as an evening routine. I find that helps me receive better sleep. It helps me plan out my day so I'm a little bit more organized, and it helps me really set the stage to be productive and positive. So these are things that through Infinite Rainbows I've been able to address with families, address with kids, and teach different little tips and trinkets along the way. So that's why we're celebrating this month, and that's why I'm spreading all this awareness. And never fear, you're going to get more videos and tips and tricks, okay? Take care, guys. Love and light. Namaste.